Good morning students, hopefully you all well. So today we are discussing about a very important chapter that changed the whole future of India, that changed the economy of India also, because we know that according to current affair where we are now, we are between the war, but we are not in war, right that? So the electrochemistry is very advanced chapter, and advanced because of that कि it may decide the future and economy of India. Is that clear? So, but before starting the chapter, this is the part of our curriculum, this is the part of education. But before starting the chapter, I would like to share some motivational story with you that and explain you what is the conclusion, and you all guess what is the conclusion behind this story, because this story connect our today seminar or today lecture. Is that clear? So the story is very simple. Who told me, any of you who told me, who is the, everyone know about Mahabharata? This is the epic of our country. So who told me that, who is the unsung hero of Mahabharata? Before starting that, I am sharing us some very motivational story with you. Who is the unsung hero of Mahabharata? Who told me? Who told me? Anyone? Anyone? No problem. Okay, I am giving you option. You select one. Okay? Arjuna, Karna, Eklavya or Barbaric. You know about Barbaric? Who is Barbaric? He is an unsung hero behind this all scenario or war. You know, Lord Krishna try his level best that he not take part in Mahabharata. And the warrior, he know that there is a wrong side, there is a right side. एक side गलत है, एक side क्या है? सही है. But he promised her mother that कि I am giving the side, I am taking the side of this side of the Kaurav because they are weak. Because they are weak. He know that very well कि Lord Krishna with Pandavas. Lord Krishna किसके साथ थे? पांडव के साथ. तो he know that very well कि this side is already strong, but who is weak? Kaurav. So he is very कह सकते हैं very best warrior of this epic. And why? Why? What special he has? You know, that is I connected this with our study. I am connecting this with its study. The basic mistake that you do generally when you study in your home, when you study in your class, that is very basic mistake, and we have to connect this mistake with this story. You know what? He is very dangerous because he is a mysterious, he has a mysterious power. What power he is? He has, देखो जब वो पहला बाण संधान करते थे ना, जब वो पहला तीर चलाते थे, फर्स्ट एरो लेफ्ट करते थे, तो उनको वो सब चीज ग्लोइंग होने लगती थी, ग्लोइंग दिखने लगती थी, जिसके अंदर लाइफ है. समझ रहे हो? जैसे उन्होंने पहला तीर छोड़ा तो उनको वो हर एक चीज चमकने यानी ग्लो करके दिखने लगेगी, जिसके अंदर क्या है? लाइफ है. 0.1% लाइफ भी है तो वो चीज उसको उनको कैसी दिखेगी? ग्लो करते हुए दिखेगी. और अनदर फ्रॉम अनदर एरो वो सबको खत्म, वो सबको भेद देता था जाके. जिसके अंदर कोई ग्लोइंग कैरेक्टर है वो तीर सबको जाके क्या कर देता था? भेद देता था जाके. तो व्हेन लॉर्ड कृष्णा नो दिस, या इट इज अ वेरी अनसंग हीरो, इसको रोकना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज महाभारत फिनिश बिफोर 18 डेज. अब जिसकी साइड में वो चला गया वो साइड हार नहीं सकती फिर वहां से, और छल वहां पे हो नहीं सकता, बिकॉज उसको सब पता है, प्रॉपरली क्लियरली पता है चीजें. तो जब श्री कृष्ण उसके वो जा रहा था युद्ध के लिए, तो श्री कृष्ण ने उसको रास्ते में रोका. उन्होंने कहा कहां जा रहे हो? तो उसने कहा कि मैं जा रहा हूं महाभारत में भाग लेने, पार्ट लेने. उसने कहा वाई, और किसकी साइड से तुम युद्ध करोगे? तो उसने कहा मैं कौरव की साइड से युद्ध करूंगा. उसने कहा, श्री कृष्ण ने कहा तुम्हें पता है प्रॉपरली कि दे आर रॉन्ग, कौरव गलत हैं, वो अधर्म से के साथ लड़ रहे हैं और पांडव धर्म के साथ हैं, फिर तुम ये सब जानते हुए भी क्यों उनका साथ दे रहे हो? सो हिज आंसर इज, मैंने अपने मां को वचन दिया है कि जो पक्ष कमजोर होगा मैं उसी की साइड लूंगा. तो फिर श्री कृष्ण को ये रियलाइज हुआ, नहीं, अगर ये पहुंच गया तो फिर मामला गड़बड़ है. हम कर्ण के साथ छल कर सकते हैं, भीष्म पितामह को भी छल से निपटाया जा सकता है, गुरुद्रोण को भी हम मोहवश छल कर सकते, पर इनके साथ कोई छल नहीं हो सकता. तो उन्होंने कहा पहले तुम प्रूफ करो अपनी योग्यता, तुम्हारे अंदर कैपेबिलिटी भी है कि तुम जाके वहां पार्ट लो? तो उन्होंने कहा अरे अगर तुम किसी भी ऐसे इंसान को चैलेंज कर दो जिसके पास फुल कैपेबिलिटी हो, बुरा लगेगा। उन्होंने कहा ओके टेल मी व्हाट आई डू टू प्रूव माई सेल्फ दैट आई एम अ पार्ट ऑफ महाभारता। उन्होंने कहा वो देखो एक पेड़ है पीपल का, उसके जितने भी पत्ते हैं तुम्हें उन सारे पत्तों को एक तीर में भेदना है। उसने कहा ठीक है नो प्रॉब्लम, और उसका एक पत्ता भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने अपने पैर से छुपा लिया था। ये भी तो छली था। तो कोई बात नहीं, उसने पहला तीर संधान किया, उसको वो सारी चीजें ग्लो होकर दिखने लगी जिसपे उसको तीर चलाना था, जिसको उसको भेदना था। सारे पत्ते दिखने, उसने दूसरी तीर से एक ही तीर में सारे पत्ते भेद दिए, और फिर वो तीर रुका नहीं, वो सीधे ऊपर चला गया आसमान में। श्री कृष्ण ने कहा रे ये ऊपर एकदम कैसे चला गया? और वो सीधे ऊपर गया, फिर वहां से सीधे जमीन से निकला, और जहां पे श्री कृष्ण ने पैर रखा था, जो पत्ता नीचे था वहां पे, मैंने कहा था ना कि उसको हर वो चीज ग्लो दिखती थी जिसके अंदर क्या है, लाइफ। वो चाहे जहां हो, चाहे वो पैर के नीचे हो, चाहे वो कहीं भी हो, उसको हर चीज उनको क्या दिखेगी, वो ग्लो दिखेगी। तो वो तीर सीधे आसमान में जाके कहां से निकला? जमीन से। और जहां श्री कृष्ण ने क्या रखा था, उन्होंने तुरंत अपना पैर हटा लिया, और उस पत्ते को भी उस तीर ने क्या कर दिया, भेद दिया। दिस इज द कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ बार्बरिक। तो श्री कृष्ण ने कहा कि मुझे तुमसे, वो चूंकि ब्राह्मण के वेश में गए थे, तो उन्होंने कहा मुझे तुमसे दान की आशा है वीर। तो जो उस समय पे क्षत्रिय वीर होते थे उनकी क्वालिटी होती थी, अगर उनसे कुछ मांगा गया है तो वो मना नहीं करते थे। उन्होंने कहा ठीक है आप मांगिए, क्या मांगते हैं? तो उन्होंने कहा मुझे तुम अपने सर का दान दे दो, अपना सर दे दो। विदाउट थिंकिंग अ सिंगल मिनट उन्होंने अपना पूरा सर काट के जो है वो श्री कृष्ण को अर्पित कर दिया। और उन्होंने कहा भी ये चीज, पर मेरी एक इच्छा है कि मैं पूरा युद्ध देखना चाहता हूं, मैं ये पूरा युद्ध देखना चाहता हूं। तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है तुम उस पहाड़ पे जाओ, और वहां पे मैं तुम्हारे सर को जीवन देता हूं कि तुम सारा युद्ध अपनी आंखों से देखोगे। आज वही बार्बरिक को हम लोग फेमसली जानते हैं खाटू श्याम के नाम से। ही इज वेरी ट्रेंडिंग नाउ, एवरीवन इन लखनऊ, नहीं बहुत सारी कंट्रीज में, बहुत सारी स्टेट्स में, राजस्थान बेसिकली, वो उनका जो है बिल्कुल देख लो, बहुत सारे उनके डिवोटीज हैं। तो इस चीज को कंक्लूड कर सकते हो अपनी स्टडी से कि हम कैसे इसको अपनी स्टडी में कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं। व्हाट इज द कंक्लूजन बिहाइंड दिस स्टोरी? आई एम नॉट come to tell you the epics and about epics stories. I am just want that you have to connect this story with this epic. कोई बता सकता है? anyone can tell me about this? कोई भी conclude करे anything in your language, freely conclude. Sana, you conclude this? Anything which you learn this story from this story about study? Okay, I connect it. Basic mistake that we do when we go to study in home or class or before exam, that we not decide which content is useful and which content is not useful in purpose of examination. So जैसे उनको पहले तीर में वो सब चीज ग्लो दिख जाती थी जिन पे उनको क्या करना है, एम, वैसे ही पढ़ने से पहले तुम्हें तुम्हारा एम क्लियर होना चाहिए, तुम्हें तुम्हारा कंटेंट चमकता हुआ दिखना चाहिए कि यस अगर आज हम 2 घंटे पढ़ेंगे तो हमें यही एक ग्लोइंग कंटेंट पढ़ना है। हम कॉपी खोल के पूरा चैप्टर नहीं पढ़ सकते 2 घंटे के अंदर, हमें ये डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा पहले से दैट ग्लोइंग कंटेंट क्या है हमारे पास। हमको आज 3 टॉपिक पढ़ने हैं, सिंपली लेट कर लो, अगर आप घर पे स्टडी करने बैठे हो कि लेट कर लो आज हमें नन्स इक्वेशन, कोरलाउस लॉ और उसकी एप्लीकेशन 3 टॉपिक पढ़ने हैं। तो ये पहला वो तीर है जो तुम्हें संधान करके उसको चमकते हुए देखना है। और जब सेकेंड टाइम तुम तीर चलाओगे देन यू स्टडी ओनली दीज 3 टॉपिक इन 2 आवर्स एंड आई प्रॉमिस दैट कि तुम उस पर परफेक्ट कमांड कर लोगे। और अगर तुमने पहले से ये सोच लिया कि आज हम पूरा चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे तो तुम 2 टॉपिक भी नहीं पढ़ पाओगे। तो बेसिक कंक्लूजन ऑफ दिस स्टोरी इज दैट बिफोर डूइंग एनी वर्क वी शुड नो दैट व्हाट इज आवर एम, व्हाट इज आवर ग्लोइंग एम। इज दैट क्लियर? नाउ we have to begin with a very important branch of chemistry, that is electrochemistry. The first word is known as electrochemistry. The meaning of word is, what is the meaning of word? Tell me, what is the meaning of word? Electrochemistry. Tell me about this word. What is the basic meaning of this word? Electro. The meaning of word electro is electricity. 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 And the word second, chemistry. It means reaction, decomposition and association, and many of this chemical behavior or chemical decomposition takes place in the chemistry. Is that clear? So what is the basic need of electrochemistry? Before starting the chapter, you should know about the importance of chapter. Because when you know what is the importance of this chapter, then you very clear about and develop the interest inside that yes, if I am studying this chapter perfectly, then we commanding on some topics, and I am commanding on some experimental or basic topics that I am connected with our daily life, that I have to create something and I have to create some instrument, I have to make some instrument to help our home, help our father, help our mother for the business criteria. Is that clear? So what is the basic need of electrochemistry and why it is so important this time? Tell me about this. Tell me, anyone? There are some pictures in front of you. These pictures, one is your favorite. I hope so. Everyone like this picture? Because everyone is habitual of this picture, right? Huh? What is this? Never settle. Which company this is? OnePlus. You know very well this is OnePlus. But when I am asking you what is the name of your Dada to Dada? I don't know about that. OnePlus हम जान रहे हैं ना, but we not know what is the basic about that. This is what? You know, this is a very revolutionary equipment on the earth, and in any sector, IT sector, education sector, business sector, everywhere we need this equipment in a lot amount of uses. Is that clear? What is this? What is this? Beyond these pictures, we would like to talk about our current scenario. What you know about uses of electrochemistry and importance of electrochemistry that you observe in your daily life. Anyone can tell me? Otherwise, I am taking the name of individual who can told me the answer of this question. Hopefully you fully cooperate and you know about anything you know. Tell me freely. There is no any judgment, there is no any marks distribution, there is no any examination takes place. It's a open discussion between you and me, and any class is be more interactive when you are interactive with me, I'm interactive with you. So Kunal, stand up and tell me about the uses of electrochemistry.
So you can use in lithium ion battery.
Very good. Lithium ion battery. Where we use lithium ion battery?
In mobile phones, laptops, tabs.
Very good, very good. Sit down. Very good answer. Okay, now tell me, Akriti, any one use of electrochemistry, what you observe in your daily life?
Sir, nowadays India is a hub of electricity.
Very good. How?
Sir, because nowadays everyone is dependent on electricity. In each sector we are using electrical appliances for our daily life uses. And although nowadays in currently we are seeing that we are facing Iran and Israel war.
Oh, very good.
And India is not involved in this, but also USA is thinking to make India a fully electrical country. So they are trying to make India to use a fuelless country by providing some electric vehicles, and nowadays India is more engaged in using electric vehicles as we are seeing nowadays. So I think these all are the things that we are facing nowadays.
Definitely. Fantastic. Everyone clap for her. Sit down, Akriti. Very nice current scenario attachment with the topic of today's. She is very intellectual in the topic, because she say that one word she mentioned in his answer, that war. We know there is a war between Iran, Israel and USA. How this topic attached with this? Because we all know that India is become a very independent country now this world, because the economy of India is very good. But this is not digestible for any country which is not, which not know, which do not want that India become so progressful. So the war is behind some political reason, but we are not discussing this today because we are only focusing on our topic. You know all about the electrical vehicle, you know, because the fuel which we use, that is non-renewable, that we not further use, we not recycle again. It means once in a time this fuel distinct, this fuel instinct. Is that clear? So what we do? When earth is petrol free, when earth is diesel free, what we do? Then again the era of cycle. Huh? But before this situation arises, we prepare ourselves on basis of electrochemistry to develop the vehicles like electric vehicles. You know about electric vehicles? There is some problem that they are not very designing, that they are not very comfortable, some battery issues also, and not using them for the long distance. But okay, for the temporary reason, we can use this and avoid the fuel consumption unnecessarily. Unnecessarily fuel consumption help us more. You know that? Because we are contributing towards our country also. Is that clear? So the lithium ion battery, mobile phones, laptops, all branches uses lithium ion battery. This is the part of electrochemistry. We know that our mobile battery sometimes down, है ना? We recharge it. So it means that these are the cells which are rechargeable. These are the cells which are rechargeable. We can again use this after once the energy and the chemical energy is finished. Then again we recharge this and use it very confidently. Is that clear? So there is reaction takes place in both way. Once when it is working, once when it is discharged, and once when it is recharged. Every reaction takes place time to time in lithium ion battery. And you know also about some cases that more charging mobile blast. Heard about these cases or not? Sometimes you listen that ki more charging, a person make this mobile charging and slept, and night mobile, after some time mobile is blasting. Because of that, these are chemicals, this battery contains chemicals. If we more recharge this, you know that during recharging reaction takes place, and you know that when reaction takes place there is work takes place, and work is a form of energy. When more heat is generated and more current is passed, then it is blast. So we are clear about the uses of electrochemistry in today's world, the importance of electrochemistry. So I hope so you all know about the importance of electrochemistry now. Now we are discussing about the splitting of word. Electro plus chemistry. Electro means electricity and chemistry means change in the proposition of chemical behavior. Is that clear? Now we have two cells. We have a cell that is galvanic cell, very important. What is the other name of galvanic cell? Who can tell me the other word of galvanic cell? Tell me, Tanisha, what is the other word of galvanic cell? Daniel cell. Very good. Why we are saying this? This is a Daniel cell introduced by Daniel. Okay, very good. Sit down, please. We are discussing about Daniel cell. Simply, this cell is also known as voltaic cell. This is also known as electrochemical cell. So what is, if we want to produce any cell, if we want to create any cell, which type of requirement we want? Which type of requirement we want? Agamjit, which type of electrode you want? Positive and negative electrode. What is electrode, Agamjit?
Electrode is a metal rod
Metal rod. Of which metal?
which can be oxidized and reduced.
And
like zinc and copper.
Very good. Very good. Sit down, please. Electrode is basically a metal rod. Either it will be a zinc, either it will be a copper. But before the electrodes and oxidation, reduction, or what are cell potential, we are discussing very primary or basic things that are redox reaction. That is redox reaction. Why we are discussing about that? Because we know that in Daniell cell, oxidation and reduction both takes place simultaneously. So we are discussing that redox reaction, and redox is a splitting word of two type of reaction. Which two reactions? First of all, reduction. Who can tell me what is reduction? What is reduction? Basic. What is reduction? What is reduction? Vandita, tell me what is reduction?
Addition of hydrogen take place or removal of oxygen, or it can be said as gain of electrons in a reaction.
Very good. Clap for her. The word answer is very good because everything is included in his answer, like we see in a screen. Gain of hydrogen and less electronegative atom, like that. Gain of hydrogen or less electronegative atom. In first reaction, you can clearly see that nitrogen react with hydrogen to form ammonia. So this is hydrogen, and we know that this is less electronegative element also. And gain of hydrogen, it means there in this product nitrogen attached with hydrogen clearly. So this is also, this is the first definition of reduction. What is this definition? Gain of hydrogen or less electronegative. Second, loss of oxygen or more electronegative element. In this example, copper oxide decompose into copper and liberate oxygen gas. There is a loss of oxygen. There is a loss of oxygen in the form of gas. Oxygen lost in the form of gas. So loss of oxygen also known as reduction. Is that clear? And the third one, gain of electron. In this example, you can clearly say that iron gained 2 electron to convert it into iron. And in this place, oxidation number of iron is +2, but after gaining 2 electron, oxidation number is 0. So we can clearly say that decrease in oxidation number is also known as reduction. Decrease in oxidation number is also known as reduction. So hopefully all of you familiar with reduction. Clearly, any doubts? Okay. Now we move on. Second, redox reaction is a mixture of reduction. Red means reduction and OX means oxidation. Who can tell me what is oxidation? Tell me, Aparna, what is oxidation?
When the addition of oxygen takes place and removal of hydrogen takes place, then it is called oxidation reaction.
Ria, you can tell me another type of oxidation.
So gain of oxygen and removal of hydrogen takes place, and in this loss of electron takes place. Then it will be
Very good. She can explain that loss of, so first of thing, in reduction there is a gain of hydrogen. But in that case, when oxidation takes place, we can clearly say that loss of or less electronegative atom, loss of hydrogen or less electronegative. It means it is a vice versa of reduction. Just flip everything. Like loss of oxygen, there is a gain of oxygen. There is a more electronegative atom. Then in reduction we know that there is a gain of electron. But in that place there is a loss of electron. There is a decrease in oxidation number. But in oxidation there is increase in oxidation number. Every example you have, there is loss of hydrogen. When water is split into H2 and O2 gas, there is a loss of hydrogen in the form of gas. There is a loss of hydrogen in the form of gas. When magnesium react with oxygen, it form magnesium oxide, and then class 10 very famous reaction and very famous example of addition reaction. You know all. So there is a gain of oxygen. This is also known as oxidation. There is copper. Prakriti, stand up. Explain this example why it is oxidation.
So because it loses electron.
It loses electron. Very good. And further, what you observe in this reaction?
So loss of hydrogen.
Okay. Very good. Very good. There is copper, and copper loses electron, and we are study that loss of electron is also example of oxidation. And you can clearly, Piyush explain me, if we are not connecting with loss of electron, how can we can say this is oxidation?
There is increasement in oxidation number, so this is known as
Very minute observation of Piyush. Please clap for him. Very good. Except loss of electron, we can clearly able to see there is copper oxidation number. After loss of electron, oxidation number +2. So there is direct increase of oxidation number from 0 to +2. So this is also known as oxidation. So we are very confident about oxidation and reduction now. Okay? Clear? Any doubt of anyone? Aparna, any doubt? You doubt? Any doubt? Noor? Okay. Now we move. Okay. Tell me, what is the meaning of redox? What is the meaning of redox? Think about that. What is the meaning of redox? Why we can say that this is redox reaction and this is okay. Now the next topic after oxidation and reduction, that is what? Oxidizing and reducing agent. One reaction is very clear about this example, that is copper oxide react with hydrogen to convert into copper and water. How you can elaborate that? This is a redox reaction, and how can you can say that who is oxidizing agent and who is oxide-reducing agent? Bataiye, tell me what? Tell me how it is oxidizing and reducing agent. What is oxidizing agent? First of all, what is oxidizing agent? In the reaction, who is undergoes reduction, self reduction, but other species oxidation. It means the element whose reduction takes place in the reaction, it is known as oxidizing agent. So you can clearly say that copper oxide, but there it is only copper, and there is, when we observe this, we can clearly say that loss of oxygen atom. There is a loss of oxygen, and loss of oxygen atom is reduction. Loss of oxygen atom is reduction, and whose reduction takes place is known as oxidizing agent. Whose reduction takes place is known as oxidizing agent. Now you can clearly see there is hydrogen, but after this reaction it is converted into H2O. It means there is no oxygen, but after this reaction gain of oxygen atom, and gain of oxygen atom is known as oxy. So whose oxidation takes place is act as reducing agent. Any doubt? No doubt? Okay. Now we can discuss some problems on the basis of oxidation and reduction. You can clearly see that oxidation number difference also. In copper oxide, copper present in which oxidation state? +1. But after this reaction, the oxidation state becomes 0. So decrease in oxidation number is known as reduction. You can clearly see that oxidation state of hydrogen is, but in water oxidation state of hydrogen is +1. So increase in oxidation number is known as undergoes oxidation. So element which undergo oxidation is act as reducing agent, and the element which undergoes reduction is known as oxidizing agent. Everyone start with this problem? Everyone know this? Okay, let me do some question on behalf of oxidation and reduction. Clearly you say that this is reduction and this is oxidation. So reducing agent, so concept test and ready for challenge. Please note some question and try to solve it. We have a question, identify the oxidizing and reducing agent in the following reaction. Identify the oxidizing and reducing agent in the following reaction. So first reaction we can write H2S plus Cl2 gives 2HCl plus sulfur. We have to answer in this reaction which element act as oxidizing agent and which element act as reducing agent. Which element act as oxidizing agent and which element act as reducing agent. Who want to come on board and solve this problem very confidently? Piyush, you are ready for this? Come and solve this problem confidently.
And here chlorine is, here in chlorine there is addition of hydrogen, so it is known as oxidizing agent.
Very good. Clap for him. Very nice concept introduced by Piyush, and confidently that in first case when we observe H2S undergoes reaction converted into sulfur, and it means there is a loss of hydrogen atom, and loss of hydrogen atom is known as loss of hydrogen atom is known as oxidation, and gain of hydrogen atom is reduction. So this is reducing agent in this reaction. And when we observe chlorine undergoes reaction and convert into HCl, and there is a addition of hydrogen atom. So addition of hydrogen atom is reduction, and who is acting as reduction? The work of this reagent as oxidizing agent. Clear? So everyone, okay, very good. Okay. Now second question, iron. Second question number 2. 3Fe3O4 plus 8 aluminium undergoes 9Fe plus 4 Al2O3. Who confidently solve this problem? Come on board fast. Sana, you can solve this problem confidently? Come please. Either you want to speak, either you not only write, then write it only. Start it. Okay, you write it. Anyway, you have to solve this problem. Either you want to speak, either you not only write, then write it only. Very good, Sana. Explain why it is oxidizing agent.
Because there is a reduction of oxygen decrease and ammonium oxidation.
It's okay. Fine. Clap for her also. Very good. Nice. Clearly she explained, when iron oxide Fe3O4 undergoes reaction with aluminium, it converted into iron. It means it is clearly seen that there is a loss of oxygen atom, and loss of oxygen atom is known as reduction, and the element which undergoes reduction is known as. Very good. When you observe about aluminium, it is converted aluminium oxide, and there is a gain of oxygen atom, and gain of oxygen atom is known as. So aluminium work as reducing agent. It is clear? Okay. Next problem is very easy. Now I want someone come and solve this problem confidently. Who want to come? Raise your hands. Who want to come to solve this problem confidently? Vandita, come. Very good, Vandita. Explain why.
यहाँ पर जीरो है और अगर हम रिएक्शन के प्रोडक्ट साइड देखें तो यहाँ +1 है जो कि ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर का इंक्रीज हो रहा है, तो यहाँ पर ऑक्सीडेशन होगा, मतलब इट मीन्स ये रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट है। और यहाँ पर जीरो है और प्रोडक्ट साइड -1 है, तो फिर डिक्रीज इन ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर हो रहा है, तो फिर इसका रिडक्शन होगा, मीन्स ये ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट है।
Very good. Clap for her. She introducing a very untouched topic, oxidation number explanation. This is very rare because everyone have to explain on the basis of addition of hydrogen and removal of hydrogen. But she introduced the topic very untouched concept, that is oxidation number. She tell that there is sodium in a free state, and every element in free state the oxidation number is 0. When the element combined with hydrogen, which is also present in 0 oxidation state, it forms hydride of sodium. Hydride of sodium, and you known as in metal hydride, only in metal hydride. What is the specialization of metal hydride? Who can say me? Tell me what is the specialization of metal hydride? What is unique phenomena takes place when metal combined with hydride? Yes, Piyush, tell.
There is always its oxidation number is +1, but in metal hydride, hydrogen have oxidation number -1.
Very good. Clap for him. Very minute observation by Piyush. A very unique concept, because we generally know that hydrogen want to prefer in which state? +1 state, because +1 state is known as proton, plus H plus is known as proton. So every element want to become a part of nucleus. So hydrogen prefer mostly +1 oxidation state, but in the metal hydride, hydrogen not prefer -1 oxidation state, but hydrogen present in -1 oxidation state. So we know that 0 to +1 increase in oxidation state and 0 to -1 decrease in oxidation state. So 0 to 1 is 0 to +1 oxidation, that's why it is act as reducing agent, and 0 to -1 is reduction, so that is why it is act as oxidizing agent. Now one question and more. In the reaction, write this equation, write this reaction. Okay, there is a solution, we also solve this on the basis of oxidation and reduction. Okay, write one question. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. The question is, write the balanced chemical equation number 1. Write the balanced chemical equation number 1. And second, explain how it is redox reaction. Explain how it is redox reaction. How it is redox reaction. Who want to come and solve this problem on board? Alfisha, you are ready to solve this problem on board? You want to come? Don't be nervous, come confidently and solve it. Like solve in your copy. Solve it. First of all, you balance this equation, and second, you can tell me what is oxidizing and what is reducing agent in this. Mg to give MgO, addition of oxygen,
Yes, sir.
And addition of oxygen is oxidation. So Mg act as
Reducing agent.
very good. Mg act as reducing agent. Very good. Who can tell me this reaction is example of also this reaction is also example of addition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement, only displacement. Addition reaction. Very good. It is also example of addition reaction. Now we can discuss about galvanic cell. We can clearly observe that there is two type of shell in electrochemistry that we study. First is galvanic cell. So electrochemical cell, first electrochemical cell is divided into two parts. Which two part? First is galvanic cell and second is electrolytic cell. What is the difference? First of all, what is electrochemical cell? Device which are used to convert electrical energy into chemical energy and chemical energy into vice versa. When cell convert electrical energy into chemical energy, then it is known as galvanic cell. Then it is known as, when electrical cell या when electrochemical cell convert chemical energy into electrical energy, then it is known as electrolytic cell. What is the major difference between two cell? Who can define this? What is the major difference between two cell? What is major difference between two cell? Anyone? Ria, you can explain it. What is the major difference between two cell? Galvanic cell or electrochemical cell? We can clearly see that there is anode and there is cathode. In galvanic cell, movement of electron takes place anode to cathode. Why? Because there is two rod. One rod is of zinc which is act as, and one rod is of copper which is act as cathode. So the property of zinc rod is that from the zinc rod Zn2 plus ion is free to the electrolyte. When Zn2 plus ion comes to electrolyte, then our electrode, it means zinc rod become negatively charged. So develop a potential, because potential between plus and minus. In electrode, in copper electrode, there is electron takes by copper and converted into copper solid. That's why reduction takes place. So there are two types of electrode. One is oxidation electrode and one is reduction electrode. It is clear? So there is two types of electrode, anode and cathode. Why we can say that anode is negatively charged and why we can say that cathode is positively charged? Who can explain me why anode is negatively charged? Why anode is negatively charged? Who answer this question? Anyone? Very good. Prakriti, tell me why anode is negatively charged.
Sir, anode is negatively charged because loss of electrons take place.
Very good, very good.
And cathode is positively charged because gain of electron take place.
Okay, please sit down. Very nice answer. देखो, first of all I am saying that when we using electrode like zinc, then we know that zinc rod Zn present as Zn2 plus and 2 electron. Is that clear? When this Zn2 plus free to electrolyte, only electron present in the electrode. So only electron present in the electrode, then electron makes the electrode negatively charged. And when we using cathode, copper 2 plus converted into copper. So electron is transferred from cathode rod. Electron is transferred from cathode rod. So only positive charge appears on the rod. That's why cathode is positively charged. In this cell, in this galvanic cell, we can observe that anode electron is transferred from, electron is moved from anode to cathode and current is flow from cathode to, and this device is known as galvanic, this device is voltmeter, this device is known as voltmeter, measure the difference of potential. So we can easily measure potential difference between two electrodes. What is the potential difference of Daniell cell generally? Who say me? 1.1 volt. There is a conversion of Daniell cell also we learn further, that when external battery supplies a current less than 1.1 volt, then it is act as Daniell cell. When external battery transfers similar potential difference 1.1 volt from outside, then it is act as, there is no any reaction, so there is no any type of formation of cell. But when external battery transfer more potential difference 1.1 more to 1.1 volt, then it is act as, yes, the second one is electrolytic cell. In this cell, cathode and anode also, but there is a change in cathode and anode signs. There cathode become negatively charged and anode become positively charged. So it is just reverse of Daniell cell. In this cell, we convert electrical energy into, but in electrolytic cell we convert chemical energy into, yes. So the movement of electron also reverse. There is electron moving from anode to, but their electron is moving from, yes. So current is moving from cathode to, so the current is moving from anode to. So there is a basic difference between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. Who can tell me what is the importance of salt bridge? What is the importance of salt bridge in these cells? Tell me the importance of salt bridge in, okay. This is a purely developed galvanic cell. You can observe this cell. What phenomena takes place in this cell? Dekho, first of all, this is voltmeter. Why voltmeter applied? To measure potential difference. There is a zinc rod which act as anode, and there is very highlighting phenomena is what? 1 molar Zn nitrate solution. The salt solution is 1 molar. Concentration also affect cell potential. You know, in this 2026 year paper of board paper, there is a question: in which factor cell potential depend? In which factor cell potential depend? So cell potential depends on the concentration of electrolytic solution which we takes in cathode, and it is necessary to maintain concentration 1 molar both side. 1 molar. If you maintain 1 molar this side and 2 molar this side, this is drastic mistake. Because if concentration is not similar, if concentration is not same, you cannot develop potential accurately, because concentration depends the dissociation of electrolytes. When more concentration of electrolyte takes place, then there is a more dissociation. If more dissociation, more ion produced, and more ion produced, then current only favor the mob of ions. Current favor the mob of ions. So current not flow from cathode to anode. Current start to flowing from anode to cathode. So next, what you observe in this cell also? There is Zn ion undergoes Zn2 plus 2 electron. It is the process of what? Oxidation or reduction? Oxidation. It means anode is also known as oxidation electrode. Anode is also known as oxidation electrode. In this side, copper 2 plus take electron from copper rod. So brown color diagram is the electrode rod. Electrode rod produce electron. How many electron? 2 electron for each copper ion. Why? Because copper, the valency of copper is plus, the oxidation number of copper is plus. So 2 electron required to convert it into copper solid. 2 electron required to convert it into copper solid, and copper solid deposited on the rod. That's why the mass of copper rod increases or decreases? Increases. In zinc rod, you clearly see that 2 plus ion is transferred to the electrolytic solution. 2 plus ion, hence electron free in the solution. That's why electron present on the rod and make the rod negatively charged. There is make the rod positively charged. So that is complete galvanic cell, in which we observe that when we summarize this cell, there is 2 type of electrodes. There is, one is Oxidation electrode, one is in oxidation electrode, mass of electrode rod increases or decreases? Mass of electrode rod decreases. In electrolytic cell, mass of cathode rod increases. Oxidation takes place at anode, reduction takes place at cathode. So the simple trick to know this or trick to remember this, alone. What is the meaning of alone? Who can explain me? What is the meaning of alone? A means anode. A means anode. L means very good, loss of electron. O means very good, oxidation. N means negatively charged. Very good. The easy trick to remember this is alone. Okay. Now for cathode, CgRp. CgRp. C for cathode. G for gain of electron. Very good. R for reduction. P for. So if you command on Daniell cell and terminology takes place in Daniell cell, then you can not trap in any type of numerical and any type of question in board examination, because commanding on Daniell cell is very important. So who can say that what is this in this cell? What is this U type of glass rod? Salt bridge. So tell me what is salt bridge and why we pronounced as salt bridge?
Electrical neutrality, and it also allows the flow of current to complete electricity.
Very good. Nice answer. Clap for her. Very good. Sit down please. Very good explanation given by Akriti. That is U-tube glass cell. The composition is any salt. Which type of salt? Like KNO3, like KCl, like NaCl, NH4NO3 and NH4NO3, and in this we using Na plus or Cl minus. Why only we use these 4 salts only? Why only we use only 4 salts? Why we not use another salt like KNO3 we use like okay MgNO3? Why we not use MgNO3? MgNO3. Why we not use calcium nitrate? Why we only use these 4 salts only? Who can tell me? Why we use only these salts? Yes, Tanisha.
Both ions are equal.
Ionic mobility. What is ionic mobility, Tanisha?
Both
Speed of
ion can
speed of ions from cathode to anode and anode to cathode. Very good. Nice answer. Sit down please. So the word ionic mobility. Mobility means movement. Mobility means movement. If we take salt like MgNO3, we know that mass of Mg, size of magnesium ion is very large in comparison to size of nitrate ion. So one ion reach the solution first, one ion reach the solution last. When one ion reach the solution first, it completely change the concentration of one electrode. So can we observe electrode potential accurately? No. That's why, because we are maintaining electrical neutrality throughout the reaction. That's why we have to maintain concentration of both sides of electrodes. Is that clear? So that's why we only use these types of ion where ionic mobility is same. It means that at the speed potassium reach that solution, at the speed nitrate ion also reach that solution to maintain ionic mobility. So the overall reaction, one is oxidation and one is, so Zn undergoes Zn2 plus, that is oxidation, copper 2 plus undergoes copper, that is reduction. Is that clear? So the complete reaction of Daniell cell is that. Very large amount of question is arises from Daniell cell. We can study further. You can clearly observe the situation of rods. You can clearly observe the situation of both rods after the reaction. Observe the zinc rod. Observe the zinc rod. What is the situation of zinc rod? Very slim. Huh? Very, because oxidation takes place. Because and in oxidation, ion move from rod to solution, and the basic component of electrode is Zn ion. basic component is Zn, and if Zn ion is transferred to electrode, the mass of rod decreases. That's why this rod become slim. And there is the condition of copper rod. The mass of copper rod increases. Why? Because copper ion takes electron from electrode and converted into copper, and this copper solid deposited on the copper. That's why the mass of copper rod increases. That's why the mass of copper rod increases. So that is the situation of rod after the reaction. Okay, now we have to discuss some another point regarding to this cell. Okay, that is salt bridge. We are discussing this previously. Salt bridge. What is salt bridge? U-shaped tube containing chemically inert salt. Very important word. Mention in your notebook also. Chemically inert salt. Very important word that is. Chemically inert salt. Like, you know the example, so you not note the example, but you only note this term, chemically inert salt, because the keyword is very important in your answer writing. Why? Because keyword give you complete and full marks. To explaining one page theory is not necessary. Only write keyword. Only write keyword. The keyword of this, chemically inert salt. Second, mobility of cation is equal to mobility of anion. It means speed of cation is equal to speed of anion. Very important. Also mention this. Also note down this. Also note down this. Mobility of cation is equal to mobility of anion. Third, you know, so that was no needed to note this. It complete the electrical circuit. It complete the electrical. Second, fourth point, maintain the electrical neutrality of both electrode. Next, most important, maintain the spontaneity of cell reaction. Maintain the spontaneity of cell reaction. What is spontaneity? What is spontaneity? Are you familiar with spontaneous word? Who can tell me what is the meaning of spontaneous? What is the meaning of spontaneous? Yes, Piyush, tell. What is the meaning of spontaneous?
Occur selflessly without applying any external factor is known as spontaneous.
Great, very good. Sit down. So, if the mobility of cation is not equal to mobility of anion, it means we cannot maintain the spontaneity, because one ion present in large amount who reach first in electrolyte and who reach second in electrolyte, it not maintain the concentration of that electrolyte. So that's why spontaneity lost. But if ionic mobility is equal to, any ionic mobility of cation is equal to mobility of anion, then maintain the spontaneity of cell reaction. Is that clear? So this is the function of salt bridge. Why it is called bridge? Why it is called bridge? Why it is called bridge? Who can tell me? Anyone? Ayush, tell me why it is called bridge.
Galvanic transfer of electrons.
Because, sorry?
It helps in the transfer of electrons.
And another function, why we called as bridge? Atul, tell me why it is called as bridge?
It also maintain neutrality, electrical neutrality.
Very good, sit down. Amar, why it is called as bridge?
Connect both the solutions.
Yes, that is the right word. It connects the both electrode. Simply anything which connect two things, that is known as bridge. When one way connected to another way by a pull, that pull is known as bridge. Very good, nice, better. Sit down. Next, we are discussing about IUPAC representation. What we have to discuss? IUPAC representation of galvanic cell. You know that at anode, which type of reaction take place? Oxidation. And why it is called half? Why it is called half? Yes, because it is a only half cell reaction. So in zinc solid converted into Zn 2 plus. What is the meaning of S and what is the meaning of AQ? Very, very good. And loss of electrons. So at that side we write, IUPAC says that the electrode which undergoes oxidation or which undergoes reduction always write at left hand side, always write at, and at right hand side we write the decomposed ion, we write the so Zn is undergoing oxidation, so we write Zn solid at left hand side and Zn 2 plus at right hand side. And why we draw this line? Why we draw this line? Why we draw this line? What is the meaning of this line? Anyone? What is the meaning of this line? Very good. I hear the sound. Very good. Nice answer. Srishti, what is the meaning of this line? Stand up. What is the meaning of this line? It represents cathode or electrode? Electrode or cathode? Electrode. Very good. Sit down. This line represent electrode. This line represent which electrode? Zn electrode. Which electrode? Zn electrode. Second, at cathode which reaction takes place? Reduction half reaction, in which copper 2 plus ion accept 2 electrons to converted into copper solid, into converted into copper. So this type of reaction is known as reduction. Okay, in the reactor, in the reduction, copper 2 plus write at left hand side, and this is the single line which represent also electrode, and electrode of which? Copper, and converted into copper solid. So this is the IUPAC representation of any galvanic cell reaction. So overall reaction, you cut this 2 electron by this 2 electron and write as it is. When Zn solid, copper 2 plus converted into Zn and copper solid, and combine these electrode also, Zn solid, then electrode Zn 2 plus. Double line, what is the meaning of double line? Very good. This double line represent salt bridge. This double line represents salt bridge. Then this type of electrode, yani it means anode reaction always write at left hand side, cathode reaction always write at, so copper 2 plus converted into copper solid. So this is the complete Daniell cell representation of IUPAC. This is the complete IUPAC representation of Daniell cell reaction. Sometimes for 1 marks easily asked that write the IUPAC representation of Daniell cell or electrolytic cell. So if we summarize this all, what we summarize about Daniell cell? Who can tell me about summary of Daniell cell? Summary of Daniell cell. Tell me about summary of Daniell cell. Who can tell me about summary of Daniell cell? Simple summary of Daniell cell. Daniell cell prepared from how many types of electrodes? 2 types. One is, sound clearly, one is both are connected by salt bridge. Oxidation takes place at, reduction takes place at, very good. Loss of electron at, gain of electron at, anode is positively charged or negatively charged? Cathode is, then you are the master of Daniell cell. Okay. Now we discuss about electrode potential. What is? Who can explain me what is electrode potential? What is electrode potential? Tell me about electrode potential. What is electrode potential? The potential developed on electrode is known as electrode potential. If I am right or wrong? Am right or wrong? The potential developed on electrode is known as electrode potential. And how we develop the potential on electrode? Very good. Same aqueous solution and dipping the same electrode metal. It means if the salt of ZnSO4 or Zn nitrate, we dip the rod of Zn. Aryan Singh, copper sulfate, if we take copper sulfate, then we dip which rod? Rod. Copper rod or zinc rod? Very good. Copper rod. So the rod is also same. At anode, Zn2 plus ion transfer to Zn sulfate or Zn electrolytic solution. So the concentration of ion increases in electrolyte or decreases in electrolyte? Simply, Zn, when we take ZnNO3, there is also presence of Zn ion, because salt also dissociate into Zn2 plus and NO3 2 minus, like that. If we take ZnNO3 twice, then we know that what are electrolytes? Who dissociate? What are electrolyte? Who dissociate into ions. So Zn dissociate into Zn2 plus and NO3, 2 NO3, 2 minus. Clear? So the Zn ion also present in electrolytic solution. And your metal rod also transfer which ion? Also transfer Zn ion. So concentration of ion increases or decreases? Increases. If concentration of ion increases, it means concentration of metal also increases, because Zn is transition element. Zn is transition or d block element. Zn is d block element. So the metal concentration is more, it means potential of metal is more than potential of solution. So there is a development of potential. One is positive, one is negative. So this is the electrode potential of anode. Similarly in cathode, you know that copper 2 plus gain 2 electron to converted into copper solid, it means ion concentration decreases or increases? Decreases, because you have only copper sulfate and copper ion converted into copper and deposited on the rod. So in our electrolytic solution, number of copper ion decreases, because all copper ion except electron and converted into copper solid. So we can clearly say that solution potential is greater than metal potential, because amount of metal decreases. So this is develop the potential difference in the electrode, and the potential developed on electrode is known as electrode potential. Agamjit and everyone, think about what is cell potential. What is the meaning of cell potential? Potential developed between electrode and, note this word, one word, this is very important for your 1 marks. Very important. Potential difference developed between electrode and electrolyte is known as electrode potential. Only one line definition for 2 marks. Only one line definition for 2 marks. That is what? Potential difference developed between electrode and electrolyte is called electrode potential, very easily. And we can observe this also. Electrode potential, very nice. You can also mention this. Electrode potential is also said as electromotive force. Electrode potential also known as electromotive force. When electrode potential is known as electromotive force, what is the condition? When we can say that electrode potential is equal to EMF, electromotive force. Mention this condition also. electromotive potential is known as electromotive force when external battery delivered similar external battery develops similar potential as our electrode potential. It means E of external is equal to E of electrodes. This is the condition when we can say that then we can say that this is electrode potential. E of oxidation and E of reduction. So according to IUPAC conversions, standard electrode potential are now also called standard reduction potential are now called standard electrode potential. Very important word, mention this. According to IUPAC convention, standard reduction potential are now called standard electrode potential. Standard reduction potential are now called standard electrode potential. What is cell potential? What is cell potential? Who can tell me what is cell potential? Acha, except cell potential, who can tell me what is standard hydrogen electrode? What is standard hydrogen electrode? What is standard hydrogen electrode and why we use standard hydrogen electrode? Who can tell me? Amar, tell me. Why we use standard hydrogen electrode? Why we use standard hydrogen electrode? Tell me, Amar. To maintain the very good. To measure the potential of half cell. Very good. Sit down. We all know that to prepare a complete cell, how many electrodes we want? One is. But if we want to prepare cell by using single electrode, is it possible or not? Tell me loudly, is it only say possible or not possible? Is it possible or not? Possible. How it is possible? When we using standard hydrogen electrode at one side and anode or cathode one side. If we want to measure the electrode potential of magnesium only, if we want to calculate electrode potential of magnesium only. So magnesium is a metal, and you all know that metals are strong reducing agent. So magnesium transfer how many electron? 2 electron and release, transfer 2 electrons and converted into magnesium ion. So if you want to measure electrode potential of only magnesium act as anode or cathode? Anode, because oxidation takes place at anode. So at second side, which type of electrode we want to take? Cathode. Very good. We want to take cathode, and our standard hydrogen electrode also act as cathode as well as anode. Both type of criteria completed by standard hydrogen electrode. It can function as anode and it also can function as cathode. If we want to measure the electrode potential of anode, then SHE act as cathode. If we want to measure the electrode potential of cathode, SHE act as anode. What is the characteristic point of this? What is the characteristic point of this? Why it is not develop? Why it is not disturb electrode potential of single electrode? Let we measure the electrode potential of magnesium. Okay. and standard hydrogen electrode also show its potential. So it is disturbing for us because we are not singly measure electrode potential of any single electrode. So how SHE give us opportunity to measure errorless reading of single electrode potential. Now we are on SHE. What is the meaning of SHE? Single hydrogen electrode. What is the main function of SHE? What is the main function of SHE? When we want to measure electrode potential of half cell, then we use second half cell as SHE, and it not disturb the potential of half cell, because in both situation either it is act as cathode, either it is act as anode. In both condition the potential difference of SHE is 0 volt. So the reading which you find out in this type of cell, this is only the reading of your half cell. If you want to measure anode, then it is the pure reading of anode, because the reading of SHE is 0. If you want to measure the reading of cathode, then you get the pure reading of cathode, because the potential of SHE is 0 in both case. So now guys, you also note in your copy when SHE act as anode and when SHE act as cathode. So the first reaction when SHE act as anode, that is what? H2 gas is splitted into 2H plus and liberated how many electron? The oxidation state of hydrogen is, but at that place oxidation state is, it means 0 to plus 1, that is oxidation, and when oxidation take place it act as anode. At that case you measure the reading of cathode. At that time you measure the reading of cathode. When 2H plus consume 2 electron, it converted into H2 gas, there is oxidation state plus 1. At that place oxidation state is 0. At that place you measure the electrode potential of anode. At that place you measure the electrode potential of, because there is reduction and reduction takes place at cathode. So we can easily measure electrode potential of any half cell with the help of single hydrogen electrode. Who can tell me what is the function of platinum wire and platinum rod, and what is the function of platinum strip, and why we coated the platinum strip by platinum powder? Who can tell me the answer? Why we can coated the platinum strip by platinum black powder? To increase the surface area. Very good. Tell me, Rupendra, tell me why we increase the surface area? Why we increase the surface area by coated platinum black powder? Why we increase? To hold the hydrogen gas, because the tendency of gas to escape. That's why by holding the hydrogen gas we use and we coated the platinum strip by platinum black. Sit down please. So you can understand how we use single hydrogen electrode as a cathode, as a anode. So one question also you mentioned in your notebook that we have to discuss previously, but we are not discussing because we are not studying that topic. So you please go to that question where the question is what? Please spoke the question first. Who can read the question? Khushi, read the question. You have question? To measure the electrode potential of magnesium. The question which we leave for homework. Yes, please speak loudly, beta.
How would you determine standard electrode potential of the system Mg2 plus electrode Mg?
Very good. Sit down. In this question, this is a very famous question of NCERT. Okay. And this is very conceptual question, and this question also involves the application of SHE. Why? Listen. In this question, The question is says that how we measure the electrode potential of magnesium. Why? How we measure the electrode potential of magnesium? You all know that magnesium is metal or non-metal? Metal. Metals are oxidizing or reducing agent? Metals are, because metal reduce other one, but अपना क्या self oxidation and another metal reduction. So magnesium is able to lose how many electrons? How many electrons? Because the electronic configuration of magnesium is 2, 8, 2. After losing 2 electron, it becomes 2, 8. It means complete its octet. That's why metals always lose electron. That's why metal always lose electron. So if metal lose electron, this process is oxidation or reduction? This process is oxidation or reduction? Oxidation. It is clear. So there is magnesium act as cathode or anode? Anode. It means we want SHE as cathode or anode? We want SHE as cathode or anode? Cathode, because the half cell whose potential we want to measure, it act as anode. So the SHE is act as cathode. SHE act as cathode. If we write this cell representation of this reaction, how we write this? If we want to write the IUPAC representation, how we write this? Okay, first we write Mg. In which state it is? Then we'll make a single line. This line represent electrode. This line represent magnesium converted into Mg2 plus ion, and Mg2 plus ion in aqueous state. Which state? So it is Mg2 plus Mg to Mg2 plus. Concentration always how many molar? How many molar? 1 molar. So you mention the concentration 1 molar. That is all for anode. That is all for anode. Now SHE act as cathode. SHE act as cathode. So for SHE, if we mention this reaction, this is a reaction of cathode because reduction takes place. Because you cannot mention any stoichiometric coefficient in IUPAC representation. First of all, don't try to balance the reaction in IUPAC representation. Okay, so don't involve any stoichiometric number or any number when you write the IUPAC representation of any electrode. Either it is SHE, either it is cathode, either it is anode. So you only mention H plus ion. You only mention H plus ion involve in which state? Aqueous. Then you draw a single line which represent electrode. It is converted into H2 in which state? Gas. In which pressure? 1 atm, and with platinum wire. This is the reaction for cathode. This is the IUPAC representation of anode. This is the IUPAC representation of cathode. Now we merge both. To make a single IUPAC representation. How we merge it? Anyone can come to merge it? Anyone? Okay, first of all I do this, then you have to try it. Okay, on merging there is no effort, only write as it is. Mg solid converted into Mg2 plus in which state? Then write salt bridge. This is, then cathode you use H plus which ion? Converted into gas, aqueous. Clear? Gas and aqueous. Now you have to write this type of line for presenting platinum wire. Platinum, in which state platinum? And how many, what is the pressure? 1 atm or 1 bar, 1 atm or 1 bar. This is the measurement of electrode potential of magnesium with the help of single hydrogen electrode. So you know that formula of E naught of cell is equal to E naught of oxidation potential plus E naught of reduction potential. You know that E naught of cell is equal to, only you measure the potential of oxidation. Oxidation potential represented by which metal? Magnesium or hydrogen? Magnesium. So some value is given to you for magnesium. मान लो x. Let the value is x is given for magnesium. Then plus there is reduction potential. Who is act as reduction potential? SHE. The potential of SHE is 0. So E naught of cell for magnesium accurately give you reading x volt. That is the answer for our question. That provide you basically very easily 2 marks without any effort. Is that clear? Any doubt? Any doubt? Ayush, any doubt? No doubt? Note down this fast. Vandita, any doubt? Please ask.
स्टैंडर्ड इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल Mg2 प्लस और इलेक्ट्रोड Mg का क्या होगा?
Mg2 plus and Mg. It means that, okay, thank you. I am getting your question. All of you note this? I think you asking the question for Mg2 plus to Mg. Hopefully it is the question. Very good. Nice question for that case. Can I rough it? Okay, guys. Nice question. Vandita want to convert magnesium electrode into cathode. Am I right? Am I right? But it, देखो, base practically it is not possible because magnesium is a metal and metal always act as a reducing agent. So always undergoes to form anode. But I am taking your question as a practical way. ठीक? So I am giving the answer of your question. Let your question is Mg2 plus consuming 2 electron to convert it into Mg solid. Hopefully it is the question. Clear? That case Mg act as what? Mg act as cathode. Mg act as cathode. Clear? Cathode because this is reduction. 2 plus 2 become. So if we want this want to write the cell representation of this question, how we write it? Mg2 plus aqueous electrode, Mg solid. Always write the concentration at aqueous part. Always write the concentration at, where is aqueous part? That place. Then you write 1 molar. All clear? That case we have cathode as a electrode. So our SHE act as anode. So our SHE act as anode. So SHE as anode. Anode. What is the reaction of SHE at anode? Tell me the reaction. H2 gas is split into 2H plus aqueous and liberated how many electrons? 2 electrons. Clear hai? Now write the cell representation of this. H2 gas converted into H plus ion. H plus ion in aqueous. For gas you not mention the concentration, you mention the pressure. For gas you not mention the concentration, you mention the pressure. How many pressure we maintain? 1 bar or sometimes 1 atm. At which temperature? 273. Let us write. This is the cell representation for cathode. This is the cell representation for anode because we are measuring cathode. Can you merge these equations? Can you merge these equations? Who come to merge this? Ayush, come. Come to merge this equation. Why? It is so easy. Rupendra, you want to come?
Cathode last.
Rough it. Take it.
Take it.
Take this now. Click it. Okay, right.
Okay, thank you. Nice.
Okay, thank you. Nice. Clap for him. Very good. The sense of this question using by Rupendra is very good because Rupendra know that IUPAC representation first mention anode, first mention then cathode. So our SHE act as anode and MG act as cathode. So he write first anode then cathode. That is very perfect answer. Any doubt? Anybody? Okay. Now we discuss determination of electrode potential of metal by standard hydrogen electrode. Now you know this is platinum rod, this is platinum rod, this is platinum. Electrochemical series, platinum rod and electrochemical series. Is you know about electrochemical series? When you know the electrochemical series, then you know that according to electrochemical series, reducing character increases from top to bottom and oxidation character increases from bottom to like this. Selection of oxidizing and reducing agent. You can clearly see there is chromium and converted into chromium solid. This is oxidation or reduction? This is oxidation or reduction? Reduction? Yes, because chromium 3 plus converted into chromium 0. So this is reduction and chromium act as oxidizing agent. In Ag plus converted into 0, this is also known as reduction, but their sign is positive, this sign is negative. Higher the reduction potential, higher will be the tendency to get reduced and better oxidizing agent. So silver will undergo reduction. What is the meaning of this question? According to electrochemical series, chromium and position of chromium and silver, compare who is above in electrochemical series, chromium or silver? Chromium or silver, who is above the electrochemical series? Chromium. It means chromium is reducing agent. And reducing agent self undergoes oxidation. So if we compare between silver and chromium, who is better reducing agent, chromium or silver? Chromium, because chromium is above to silver in electrochemical series. So oxidation property of chromium is better than silver. So chromium prefer oxidation. But at that place chromium undergoes reduction. That's why this minus sign indicate its oppose. Because chromium don't want reduction, because chromium is better oxidizing agent. It want to undergo oxidation. At this question it undergoes reduction. But silver present below the chromium. So as we move top to bottom in electrochemical series, cathodic character increases. It means the element which present in lower is better oxidizing agent, and the element which present top is better reducing agent. It means element which present at top prefer oxidation, and element which present in bottom prefer reduction. So who prefer reduction more, silver or chromium? Silver. So silver is better reducing agent than chromium. Silver is better reducing agent than chromium. On the basis of electrochemical series, I have one question for you. Please mention the question first. There is very important question. Can you store copper sulfate solution in a zinc pot? Zn pot. In a zinc pot. You have electrochemical series. First of all you observe what is the reading for Zn to Zn2 plus, minus 0.76. Minus 0.76. For copper plus 0.34. The question is clearly mentioned. Can you store copper sulfate solution? In a zinc pot. What you observe? Can we store it? Yes or no? There is two way of answer. First answer according to class 10th. According to class 10th, you know about reactivity series. The element which present at the top of the position is powerful than element present at bottom at the solution. So element which present at the top, zinc or copper? Zinc. And element present at the bottom is copper. If you store copper sulfate solution in zinc replace copper from copper sulfate solution. After some time your copper sulfate change into you store copper sulfate, but after some time it becomes zinc sulfate. It is good for us. We want copper sulfate again, but after some time zinc displace copper and form zinc sulfate solution. It is good or not? Because there is higher active element zinc displace lower active element copper from its salt solution. So according to class 10th we can clearly say that we cannot store copper sulfate solution in a zinc pot. But according to class 12th we are calculating the E naught of cell. First of all you all note very important point. E naught of cell positive. If E naught of cell positive, it means your answer is positive, then reaction takes place. Always note down this. If E naught is positive, reaction takes place. If E naught is negative, reaction does not take place. E naught is positive. Always mention this. E naught is positive, reaction takes place. There is 2 point I would like to say you to mention very important. In Viva, examiner ask what is the meaning of E naught of cell, means physically E naught of cell explain about what. And second, examiner ask tell about what the meaning is E of cell. What are the difference between them? First of all, clearly mention in your note copy. Clearly mention E naught of cell tells us cell is constructed or not. Cell is constructed or not. If E naught of cell is positive, cell constructed. It means if the value of E naught positive, It means that we can construct that. If cell is constructed, then reaction also take place. And if once reaction takes place, then there is no option that you could store copper sulfate solution in a zinc pot. If E naught of cell is negative, then reaction does not take place. Mention this. If E naught of cell is negative, then reaction does not take place. And cell is not constructed. Second meaning, E of cell is equal to E of cell tells us cell is working or not. If E of cell greater than 0, cell is working. Very important point, and highlight this. At equilibrium, very important point, 2 times asking in board examination. At equilibrium, E of cell is 0. Very important star point. At equilibrium, E of cell is 0. It means cell not functioning well, or cell not functioning. E naught cell of 0, E of cell is 0, then cell is not functioning. Clear? Okay. Now we can come back to question and calculate the E naught of cell. What is the formula of E naught of cell? E naught of oxidation potential plus E naught of reduction potential. If we write the equation of this reaction, then we can write that Zn solid plus CuSO4 undergoes ZnSO4 aqueous plus Cu solid. This is the correct equation, hopefully. Zn replace copper sulfate from copper sulfate solution. Though you can clearly say that there the oxidation state of Zn is 0, but the oxidation state of Zn is +2 at that place. Clear? There copper sulfate solution, oxidation state of copper is +2 and oxidation state of copper is 0 at that place. So who is anode and who is cathode? Who work as anode, who work as cathode? Zn work as anode and copper work as cathode. It means Zn undergoes oxidation and form oxidation potential. Copper undergoes reduction and work as reduction potential. We know that the value of Zn to Zn2 plus is 0.76 volt, and for copper we know that the value is 0.34. So the value of E naught of cell is 1.10 volt. It means E naught of cell is greater than 0. E naught of cell is greater than or positive. It means E naught of cell is positive. That is the meaning of that. Who said? Who tell me? What is the meaning of that? Tell me, Piyush. What is the meaning of E naught of cell is greater than 0 or positive?
Here the E naught of cell is greater than 0, then we conclude that the cell is constructed and the reaction takes place.
Okay, very good. It means cell is constructed. Very good, thank you. When you store copper sulfate in a zinc pot, you clearly form a cell. You clearly form a cell that is functioning. That is functioning. And if it functioning, then copper is reduced. Copper is, and zinc displays copper from its copper sulfate solution. So you store copper sulfate, but after some time this copper sulfate converted into, according to class 12th, it is not possible because E naught of cell is positive. It means construction of cell takes place. And if construction of cell takes place, it clearly mention reaction takes place. If reaction takes place, it clearly mention what? You cannot store copper sulfate in zinc pot. According to class 10th activity series, zinc is placed above the copper, hence zinc is more reactive than copper, and zinc is more reactive than copper. It means zinc displays copper from copper sulfate solution. So we cannot store copper sulfate solution in a zinc pot. Clearly? Clear? So according to class 10th, according to class 12th, which is more feasible for you, you can write the answer clearly. If you not remember according to class 12, then you write according to class 10th. You got full marks if your concept is clear. Is that clear? Next question. Next question. Okay, this is the question. Can we store copper sulfate in a silver vessel? Come on, do this question. Very easy for you. You have electrochemical series. You have electrochemical series. According to that value, who can tell me this is possible or not? Can we store copper sulfate solution in a silver vessel? Very good question that is. Silver vessel. It means there is a silver vessel. He want to ask, can we store copper sulfate solution in silver vessel? Come on, fast, do this. Any concept you can tell me, according to class 10th or according to class 12th, both concepts are good. You can tell me both concepts. First of all, you are very clear about that. Who act as anode and who act as cathode. First of all, very clear about that. Who act as anode, who act as cathode. As you know, guys, according to reactivity series, below hydrogen, copper, Hg, Ag, Pt, Au. This is the series of activities. This is the activity series. According to your answer, I am not making all series. According to your question, I am making the series where you get a hint. Who is more reactive? Who is more reactive? Copper. Copper is more reactive. More reactive. Silver is less reactive. Less reactive. It means silver solid plus copper sulfate reaction, if we want to produce, silver is able to displace copper. Are you serious? According to reactivity series, silver is placed below the copper. It means silver is weak and as compared to, can weak replace a strong person? It means silver not able to displace copper sulfate from copper from copper. it means there is no reaction takes place. It means when you store copper sulfate in silver, there is no reaction. If there is no reaction, it is easy or safe to store copper sulfate in a silver vessel. Can we store or not? Can we store or not? We can store because reactivity of silver is less than reactivity of copper. First of all, write the concept of class 10. According to reactivity series, silver is placed below the copper. Silver is placed below the copper. Silver is placed below the copper. That's why silver is not able to displace copper. Silver is not able to displace copper from its salt solution. That's why it is safe to store. Copper sulfate solution in a zinc pot, in a silver vessel. Okay, now according to class 12th concept, come back guys. Tell me first who make electrode, who make anode and who make cathode. Kunal, tell me. Okay, sit down. The metal which present at above series. It means that more reactive metal always form anode. Less reactive metal always form cathode. More reactive metal always undergoes oxidation. Less reactive metal always undergoes. So according to this question, copper undergoes copper 2 plus and liberate how many electrons? 2 plus, because copper placed above the silver, and the metal which is above always form anode, or in anode reduction or oxidation. So that's why copper form anode and undergoes oxidation. According to that, silver placed below, and the below metal always form cathode. So silver, if silver undergoes reduction, it means cathode, there is anode. So silver accepting these two electron and convert it into silver solid. Am I right or wrong? More reactive metal form anode, less reactive metal form. Copper is more reactive, that's why copper form anode and undergoes oxidation. Akriti, understand? Copper is more reactive, that's why copper form anode and undergoes oxidation. And oxidation, copper converted into copper to copper 2 plus. It means oxidation state increasing from 0 to plus. That is oxidation. Copper, then silver is less reactive. It means silver act as cathode, and at cathode reduction or oxidation aparna. Reduction. That's why silver accepting 2 electron and converted into plus 1 to 0. This is your cell. According to given reading, there is copper 2 plus to copper 2 plus 2. This shows reduction. This shows reduction. But our copper act as oxidation. So the reading is plus 0.34. But no, we want reading E naught of copper to copper 2 plus. We want reading copper to copper, 2 plus. Copper to copper, because copper undergoes oxidation or reduction? Oxidation. So the reading inverse reading become minus 0.3, 4 volt. Clear? Is that clear? Now silver, the reading of silver Ag2 plus 2, Ag2 plus 2 Ag, it means it is reduction, and the given reading is correct. Given reading is correct. So we can easily calculate on the basis of these reaction that less reactive metal always form cathode and more reactive metal always form anode. We can calculate it. Now we can do this or not. So we can store copper sulfate in a silver vessel. Is that clear? You can calculate this. We are discussing some another question of that topic. Okay, this is the question based on electrochemical series. You can clearly know that. Listen, there is a which type of cell, that is galvanic cell, that is, you know that in galvanic cell zinc undergoes oxidation or reduction. Sisti, zinc undergoes oxidation or reduction? Oxidation, but the given reading is Zn 2 plus to Zn, it means it is reduction, and you want okay, so the value when we reverse this, plus 0.76 volt. In any numerical you clearly know about that, which is cathode and which is, and with the help of what you know this? Electrochemical. There is correct reading because copper undergoes reduction. It is right, plus 0.34. These formulas are only confusing. You only mention your clear formula, E of oxidation potential plus E of oxidation potential. E naught of cell is equal to E naught of OP matlab oxidation potential, and E naught of RP means E naught of reduction. Oxidation undergoes zinc undergoes oxidation, so plus 0.7 plus 0.3, it means 1.10. Easy answer. Don't confuse. If you know electrochemical series, these numericals are only a click of knock for you. So are you ready to take a challenge on these questions? Ready everyone? Ayush, be ready for this. Face the fear. Before discussing the further question, we can also cover a topic very important. You know that I am telling you which energy is converted into chemical energy in galvanic cell. Galvanic cell convert which energy into work? Very good. Come on. Which energy? Gives free energy. That's why when we decide the feasibility, what is the meaning of feasibility? Reaction is proceed, or if any process is feasible, it means it happens in a world. If any process is not feasible, it means it does not take place in world. Anything is feasible, it means possible. Anything is not feasible, it means it is. So if we discuss the feasibility of reaction, you always mention 2 points. First point, E naught of cell always greater than 0. It means positive. E naught of cell always greater than, and delta G always lesser than. Only 2 condition you mention, you easily solve any question. Delta G always lesser than 0 and E naught of cell always greater than. This is the 2 condition for the feasibility of any cell reaction. Clear? You always calculate E naught. If it is possible, then you can clearly say cell reaction takes place, cell constructed. If in basis of Gibbs energy, always seen Gibbs energy always lesser than 0, it means negative, always negative. Two conditions you majorly note this. And how you calculate Gibbs free energy? How you calculate? Formula delta G is equal to minus N into F into E naught of cell, minus N into F into E naught of. For any cell we easily calculate E naught of cell, E naught of oxidation potential plus E naught of reduction potential. N is moles of electron, how many electron takes place, how many electron liberated, how many electron consumed. This is the value of N. Like if Daniel cell, how many electron liberated? How many electron liberated? Zn is splitted into Zn 2 plus 2 electron. So the value of N is equal to, clear? So the N value given by electron. This is Faraday constant. F means Faraday, always value 96,500. It is given in paper. This is constant. That's why the value of constant always mentioned in your exam paper. E naught of cell you calculated by this formula. E naught of OP plus E naught of RP. E naught of OP plus E naught of RP. Then you easily calculate Gibbs free energy. Easily calculate Gibbs free energy. If it is negative, then reaction takes place. If it is positive, reaction not takes place. Please note down this fast. We can proceed with the question. Discuss the question on the basis of this formula. This is the question. Write fast. Calculate the cell potential. Calculate the cell potential of the following galvanic cell. One by one you come and solve this question. First question I am solving for you. Don't worry. From second question you are all come to board. Okay, listen first. For the first question, that is Zn to Zn2 plus and Ag plus 2 Ag, which is anode and which is cathode. So first question is calculate cell potential. It means E naught of cell. We know easily Zn and Hg, Ag, Zn place above Ag. So Zn act as anode or cathode? Anode. Anode, oxidation or reduction? What is given to us? Zn to Zn2 plus. It means it is correct. Oxidation given. It is correct. Oxidation given. Ag placed below or above? Below. And below form cathode or anode? Cathode or anode? Cathode. The given reading is correct or wrong? It means it is also correct. Now you can observe the value given. The given value for zinc, yes. The given value for 2 plus 2 Zn, this is reduction or oxidation? This is oxidation or reduction? Reduction. The given value is reduction. Given value is, but you want? Yes, so you reverse. You write E naught of Zn to Zn2 plus and not minus, plus 0.76 volt. Clear? Clear? Observe silver. Where is silver? This is silver. Given reading is right or wrong? Ria, right or wrong? Right, because this is reduction and we want reduction. So okay. E naught of Ag plus 2 Ag, it means it is given plus 0.80 volt. Clear? Clear? Which is oxidation potential? Which one is oxidation potential? Zn to Zn. Which is reduction potential? So we can easily add them, because we know that E naught of OP plus E naught of RP. Clear? What is E naught of OP? Plus 0.76. What is E naught of RP? 0.80. What is the answer? 1 point, very good, 1.56. This is correct answer. Very easy to calculate cell potential if you know about activity series, if you know about electrochemical cell. Srishti, come and solve second question. You can also solve in your copy. You can also solve in your copy. You all can also solve in your copy. It's okay, fine, very good. Clap for her. Is it correct? Is this correct? Iron is act as anode. Iron is act as anode because iron present above the activity series to silver, so copper, right? So iron act as anode. So Fe to Fe, 2 plus Fe to Fe, but the given reading is Fe 2 plus 2. It means given reading is reduction. We want, so it is positive, but the reading is taken as, for oxidation it is, now it is correct. So the answer is minus 0.10 volt. It means E naught of cell is greater than 0 or lesser than 0. If negative answer, it is greater than 0 or lesser than 0. Lesser than 0. So the cell reaction takes place or not? Cell is constructed or not? That's why. Very good. Next question. Some previous year question based on electrode potential and Daniell cell. Okay. This is our board paper. And this question is asked in which year? This is asked in 2025. Write down this question fast. Write down this question fast. Standard electrode potential. Standard electrode potential. Hold on, Agamjeet. Agamjeet, hold it. You solve this question. Standard electrode potential for SN4 plus to SN2 plus couple is plus 0.15 volt. Plus 0.15 volt. And that for chromium 3 plus to chromium couple is minus 0.74 volt. The two couples in their standard states are connected to make a cell. Connected to make a cell. The cell potential will be, all of you solve in your copy. According to electrochemical series, you take this decision, okay? Sn lesser than chromium. Chromium is above. Chromium is above to form anode and lesser tin is latent to form cathode. So you determine the reading what is given for anode or cathode. From chromium it is oxidation, but the given value is reduction. So you change this E naught of Cr3 plus Cr to Cr3 plus. E naught of Cr3 plus to Cr. All of you please. Chromium is above electrochemical series than tin. So chromium form anode. Chromium form, the given reading is cathode. Given reading is cathode because reduction, and you take reading of chromium as oxidation. So you write E naught of, likho E naught of chromium slash chromium 3 plus. Chromium slash chromium 3 plus. That is positive 0.74. Given value is negative, but you determine positive 0.74 volt. Tin is undergoes reduction, that is correct, from tin 4 plus to tin 2 plus. This is reduction. This given reading is correct. Then you add up all. Which answer is correct? Write the answer. Tick your answer. Very good. Clap for him. Please note down this. hopefully you all understand how to solve the problem of cells. How to form this problem of cell. So we can also discuss some more problem of previous year questions and from your NCERT also. Okay. Later we can discuss this. Thank you for today, guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.